Hello and welcome to my Flosstube video. My name's Miranda and this video is about cross stitch, the cross stitch that I do, which is one of the many hobbies that I'm interested in and something that I've been doing recently. So welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, I really appreciate it, and thank you for watching, and I hope you're interested in what I got to show you today. So we shall start with a new start, which is a new cross stitch project which I have begun. It's my first Heaven and Earth Designs project, and Heaven and Earth Designs is a fantastic website with incredible pictures on that very clever people have made into cross stitch charts. So I bought one of those. It was in the sale recently. Who can resist a Heaven and Earth sale? So I have bought one of their NASA pictures and I shall show you what it looks like. And it looks like this. Sorry about the glare from the window. It's called Jupiter's Moon and it's magnificent. Isn't it lovely? All those colours of browns and creams that all look the same, and it's going to really confuse me. But I thought I would have a go, and the size, 275 stitches wide by 256 stitches high, and there's 90 colours. I'm actually doing it on 18 count Ada 2/1, which I know what that means now. So 2 threads over 1 little stitch square on the fabric. So I shall show you where I've got to, which is here. Have I got that the right way up? Yes. Brown. Lots of brown. Let's put my cat the right way up. Actually, there are several different browns in there already. You can't really see, the lighting's not very good. But yes, that's how far I've got. It's quite a big piece of fabric. I've only gridded half because it took me 3 days to grid half the fabric. And to be honest, by the time I get part of the way through, the gridding starts to unravel anyway. So I've gridded enough fabric to know that I can fit the whole piece on the whole cloth, so I won't run out of space. I actually said in my last video that I'm a middle starter, so I find the middle of the pattern and then start and go on from there, but I haven't done that in this one. I've started at the edge, as you can see, at the corner, because it's got several pages and I really couldn't be doing with finding the middle of all the pages that it has. Right, so at the moment I'm using the parking method, which is to park your threads, stitch in the one square and park your threads where they start in the next square. So far that's kind of working for me, but I don't know how I will get on when the colours really start to get very much the same, although they look the same there, but particularly in the creams and that when it gets quite creamy looking. See the picture? I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage with that one with parking, so I might actually do what I now call the Darcy method, where I just stitch within the one square, and then as I finish the thread in that square I will finish the thread off, secure it, and then cut it off. So it's just one neat square by neat square by neat square without any parking into the other squares, but we'll see. I'll just see how I go. I'll probably be doing some sort of cross country until I get too confused. And it's called the Darcy method because that's what Stitchman Darcy does. and it just looks an easier way of doing it if I get too confused. And thank you to Darcy as well for helping me with measurements and bits of advice of how to start my first Heaven and Earth design piece. I'm actually using the Pattern Keeper app, which is brilliant. It shows it highlights all the symbols that you're doing. It will cross them off for you, and it's actually really good. I'm on the month's trial at the moment, but I probably will buy it because I find it really helpful. Anything for make things a little bit easier. So that's how far I have got. My first Heaven and Earth designs. If you've never checked out their designs, go and have a look. I'll put a link in the description. They are fantastic, and they regularly have sales, but they are enormous, most of them, and full coverage. I think they're all full coverage, are they? But yeah, they are beautiful pictures, and they really transfer well onto fabric as a cross stitch pattern, as far as I can see from all the other people who've done them. So yeah, so that's how far I've got with that, and I'm really excited to keep going with it. I next want to show you this one, which is the Barbara Thompson kit Cascade. It's on 14 count Ada, and I started this quite a while ago, and I hadn't actually done very much, but I've done a fair bit on it recently. When I started it, I did, although the threads, they are lovely, but I did think that they were a bit wishy-washy, and I wasn't quite sure how well they were going to go with the dark plum fabric thread, which is this, which is quite dark. It's beautiful colour. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful colour, but it's quite dark, and I did wonder how it was going to come out with the very pale thread. I'll put a clip in and I'll show you what I mean. I'll just put a clip in of what I had done before. And this is the thread that I'm using. It's beautiful, lovely sheen to it. Very pale though, isn't it? And this was the plum that was going to go with it. Anyway, I was wrong because it looks fantastic together. What do I know? Here we are. Isn't that nice? And the pale, see, I mean, in real life it looks really quite a lot more vivid, shall I say, but the colours go very, very well together. And the dark plum colour, it's actually dark wine, it's called, number 70, I think, DMC, I think, yeah. But yeah, that's looking good, and I actually got on quite well with this, because what I wanted to do, I said to myself, if I do 3/4 of it, then I will move on to the Heaven and Earth design and have that as another work in progress. So this is how much I've done. There are beads to go down the middle here. There's some little bead circles to go around here and there, and there's silver thread, sprouty bits at the top, which you can see on there. So yeah, I've come on quite well with that. I'm quite pleased. 14 count Ada. It's really relaxing to do actually, and I'm really enjoying doing the back stitching. It's a joy to do because it's fairly easy and straightforward, I suppose. But yeah, that's that. I'll tell you one thing about it though, which is it's kind of weird. It smells. It smells. I don't know if it's supposed to smell. It definitely smells. It smells quite perfumed. It always has since I started it, like a sweet perfumey smell. Are they supposed to smell? The other Barbara Thompson kits I have another 3 and they don't smell. I've checked, but yeah, it smells slightly perfumed. And I mean, I don't actually like perfume smells. I like natural smells, flowers, essential oils, but I don't like artificial smells like perfumes and scented candles and these horrible scented things that you plug in the wall. I can't stand them. They're really sickly, and this is a little bit sickly, but it's okay. Hasn't stopped me enjoying it. But yeah, it smells. That's weird. And I know it's not just, well, I haven't asked anybody else if they can smell it, but I'm assuming that if I asked somebody that they would be able to smell it. But yeah, it's got a kind of weird scented smell to it. But apart from that, I'm really loving doing it. And I've discovered another little cross stitch that I did when I first started. A little squirrel, and it's actually from this book here, Woodlands Cross Stitch by Angela Beasley. It's got some nice designs in there actually. But this, for some reason, I was stitching it for my father-in-law. I don't know why he'd want a squirrel, but yeah, he didn't know he was getting it, but I was going to do that for him. And I never really finished it, as you can see. In fact, that was not long before I had that massive health collapse in 2014. So why have I done it so close to the edge on this tiny little piece? But yeah, it's something, isn't it? But this book, there's a picture in here actually that I do really want to do, which is this one. Can you see that? That's nice, isn't it? So I might put that together one day. I don't have the dark teal fabric, but I do have a dark green and a navy. I could use either of those, or I could just buy the right one, but I do have some fabric in my stash that I'd like to use up. So yeah, I'll do that. So that's on the list of what to do as well. There's so many now, the pile is getting huge, as I'm sure you know what that's like. Now have a look at this pattern. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Awesome film. I just love it. I saw this, I had to have it. I really want to stitch that. I love these old movies. This pattern was from Busby Designs on Etsy. And I'd like to get a collection of these really old film patterns, because I have quite a few. I have a box set, which this is in it actually. The Black Lagoon one is in it, and it has the Blob, and I think it has Midwich Cuckoos. It might have Village of the Damned. That was actually the Midwich Cuckoos was the book by John Wyndham, yeah. But yeah, that's great. I love old films. They've got such charm. I mean, this one is so bad that it's brilliant. You can actually see the zip up the back of the guy's costume who plays the monster. It's brilliant. I have quite a few of these old film collections, and I have old series. What do I have? The Tripods. Does anyone remember the Tripods in the 80s? I got that as a series. Man from Uncle, Avengers. My husband and I, Nigel, we collect these old films. And of course I love the old black and white ones as well, the Humphrey Bogart ones and Lauren Bacall and all these. I'd love to do a whole sort of, I don't know, whole gallery of these fantastic film covers of how they were back then. They were so dramatic, quite hilarious. But yeah, that's something I bought on Etsy. So add that to the pile of things to do. It's brilliant. Now, Emma Cross Stitcher on YouTube, here on YouTube. In one of her floss tubes, I think it was the last one, she mentioned that there was going to be a dinosaur sal or stitch along in December. And I think, as far as I gather, that it's not all the same dinosaur pattern. From what I got of it, you pick your own pattern. Well, that's what I'm going to have to do, because I can't really do stitch alongs in that. There's no way I'd keep up with everybody else, because there's so many days when I'm not able to cross stitch at all anyway. So I'm up for that though. Yeah, dinosaurs. Yeah, I like dinosaurs. Actually, Crafty Rogue Gamer, I spoke to her about it and she confirmed that, yeah, there's one going on. So, well, I had to go shopping, didn't I? I had to buy a dinosaur pattern, seeing as I don't have one. So I went onto Etsy and I got this. Isn't that nice? Now that's from Oh My Stitches shop on Etsy. That's lovely. So I thought I'd start along anyway in December. I know it's early, but you know, I like to be prepared. And of course I had to have a needle minder to go with it, so I got this one. Isn't that fabulous? Clever girl. And that was from Inconsiderate Stitch on Etsy. Of course it... Oops, hang on a second. Oops. Okay, I'm back. I drop so many things. My grip is terrible. But yes, from Jurassic Park. I love those films. Aren't they just magnificent? So yeah, I'm the clever girl, but I haven't yet been eaten by the velociraptor. But I suppose that could always happen. Who knows? So I'm all ready for December. Okay, I was completely wrong about the dinosaur stitch along. It wasn't in Emma Cross Stitch's last video at all. I can't remember which video she said about it in, but there is definitely a dinosaur stitch along in December. And wouldn't this t-shirt have been appropriate for recording that clip I did about the Creature of the Black Lagoon pattern? Look. That is just it, so much, isn't it? Can't really see, but yeah, this is a fantastic t-shirt of the Creature of the Black Lagoon. Actually, I don't know if it's meant to be that one at all, but it is some of these great old 50s movies, movie type posters. It's awesome. Anyway, this is from Opal Ocean, the band. They're an acoustic guitar duo, and they are amazing. They kind of have their own music genre, a kind of flamenco rock type music. They're brilliant. What they can do with the guitar, you wouldn't think was imaginable. But yeah, they're brilliant. I'll put a link of them below, but I'm completely digressing from cross stitch, so I'll get back on track now. And what I want to do now is to take you on a little tour of my kit gallery, which you can see behind me on the door there. So I'd like to show you some of those, so off we go. Now here is my kit gallery that I have hanging on my door, and the reason they're hanging on my door is because I was too ill to do them for a long time. Some of these kits have been hanging up here for years, but I'd lay in bed and look at them instead, but now I'm able to do a few of them. So here we have teacups, Joy Sunday kit. Joy Sunday makes me feel guilty now, since I found out that some of their kits were pinched from other people. But hey, it's I love these teacups. I'm sorry about the glare of the plastic. I love these teacups. They remind me of my mum. She drinks tea out of cups like that. And up here we have a Barbara Thompson kit, Art Nouveau peacock. I love her Tiffany style and stained glass style kits and patterns. I'm sorry about the cutting off quickly like that. I can't hold my arms up for very long. I can't keep them still either, so sorry about the wobble too. Here we got Rendale Designs by Hannah Dale, a Bothy Threads kit of a fox. He's cute, isn't he? And next to it, I've covered the Bayeux tapestry one in another Flosstube. But did you know the Bayeux tapestry is 900 years old? Well, about 950, I think. Isn't that amazing? 70 metres long, 50 centimetres tall. So there's a Bayeux kit there. It depicts events leading up to the Battle of Hastings, of course, in 1066. I love history, so interesting. Here we have Hidden Bridge by John Clayton. It's a full coverage kit with lots of little fancy stitches, which I'm sure will confuse me greatly, but I shall have a go. It was in a sale actually, that one, that's why I bought it. I do like it though, it's lovely. And this fox, the foxes were in a sale as well, and so I got those. I'm trying to do it so there's no glare. Isn't he cute? Isn't he lovely? I don't really do cute, like I've said before, but his face is so comforting and satisfied and cheery, so I thought that would make me feel really nice stitching that, so I'd give it a go. Nice look of contentment there. Again, that's Rendale Bothy Threads kit. And we have Valerie Pfeiffer's Harmonies. I love the colours of that, the two herons and the moon. And it's in a shade, but there's another Joy Sunday kit. It's kind of a matching pair to the Lady in the Birdcage I had, which I showed you in Flosstube number 3. And down here we have another Barbara Thompson, Art Deco this time, Skyscape, and below that Cosmos. Sorry about my cutlery. And we have here, it's in the shadow a bit, but it's a dragon and castle. It's a really big dragon, that one, isn't it? And I love castles. Where I live in County Durham in northern England, there's fabulous castles here. Well, there's fabulous castles all over Britain, actually, in Scotland and Wales as well. So if you're ever in Britain, you've got to check out the castles. So yeah, those are my kits hanging up on the door, and I think I've probably shown just about all of the kits that I own in this Flosstube and previous Flosstubes, but it's very possible I might buy some more before this video goes up. You never know. That really was very wobbly ride, wasn't it? Sorry about that, lots of camera bumps about there. So yeah, those are my kits, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. And I think that's all I have for this Flosstube number 5. It's been quite a bumpy ride for, I don't know what that was, a car beeping. I don't know if you heard that, but actually we have a new car. Our car died, so Nigel's got a new one, and he's like a boy racer in it. He's loving it. But anyway, again, I'm going off subject. But yeah, we've had quite a rough ride lately. Nigel has been very ill. He has quite poor health himself. He has ME and fibromyalgia. He also has epilepsy, and he has a genetic liver condition called Gilbert syndrome. It makes him really rough sometimes. And he also gets blood pressure spikes, and he had a blood pressure spike a week or so ago where his blood pressure went into, it was over 200 over 124 or something. It was ridiculously high, and he ended up in hospital, and we were very scared, and it was very stressful. Nigel was told when he spoke to the doctor on the phone to not even call an ambulance, because the ambulance waiting time was so long that he wouldn't make it. They wouldn't get to him on time. So Nigel had to try and get to the hospital without, he wasn't allowed to drive himself. so he had to get his dad to come and get him, and it was terrible. We actually said our goodbyes, because, well, it was serious at one point. So, but he didn't die, and he's still with us, and he's like a boy racer in his new car. But yes, it's been quite traumatic, to say the least. We've both been quite rocked by it. But we are here to live another day, and we got through it somehow. We have had very bumpy times over the last 10, 11 years with our health, and somehow we come crashing out the other side. And so this time again we have had another nasty experience, and are here to tell the tale. But yeah, that's all I'll say about that. That's a bit of a life update briefly. And to finish off the video, I shall say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being with me on this cross-stitch journey. It's great to be able to share my achievements with you. They are great achievements for me, seeing as how far I've come since some terrible traumatic times with my health. So thank you very much, and I shall see you in the next Flosstube. Bye.